Hey, good morning. My name's John Wright, and good morning, America. You know, I will go off on this one this morning. You could lie yourself sick. Yeah, that's right. You could literally lie yourself sick. And you know what? I've seen people's health go down the drain because why? Well, they've been lying themselves sick. Now, you look at Joe Biden with that fucking smile, that $1 million smile that Joe Biden has at his age. He goddamn knows. When you tell the truth, you don't feel bad, but if you keep lying, you would make yourself as sick as Donald Trump looks. Yeah, that's right. Donald Trump looks sick. And why has Donald Trump became sick? Well, Donald Trump's been sick since he was young. Always doing things, always building up animosity, building shields and barriers like this here. He's built up so much that he can't look back and relate to the very past, the things that's affected him forward. You know, it's so easy for me to sit here and tear people apart or something like that, but only I have to look from within. You see, because I had so many barriers and stuff against me, and I didn't know what was going on. I literally was left in the dark by my whole family. And it's something, when they were going through this, people in the community was coming around, and they'd talk to me and they'd say, "Well, you're not like um, you're not like your family members," and they'd say, "There's stuff going on. It's your family members." And then I'd go back and I'd see my family members, and they all look like they're getting sick. That's right. I look at them and I'm the healthy one amongst them. They keep coming to me for help because, well, for one, I look so goddamn good, so they come to me. No, that's the truth. That's the truth. Compared to them, I look good because, well, I don't have all this fucking build up. They look so much better if they come stand near me. But you see, the problem is I won't stand near them. And I have another one. When I want bowlers in the bowling alley and stuff like that, and I'm in my bowling alley and everything, I came to a bowling alley and some of the select customers that think they're goddamn glorified to be here, and like the Hewitts, I'll just say the Hewitts was in that bowling alley, and they're just like, and they in their way, all of their friends will leave. Well, good. Get the fuck out of my country. Because this is exactly what the Republicans say. If we lose the election, we're packing our bags and moving out of the country. Don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. You could lie yourself sick. You could sit down and have a cup of coffee in the morning. And you know what? I will tell you this. When you go to a 21-day pain center that, hey, I was told it costs $1,000 a day to be there, so make the best of it. I was looking for treatment because my family was acting out. And it wasn't me, it was them. But they would say it was me. My family would go, "He's stupid, he's dumb, he's blind, he knows nothing. Man, he's a retard. He's in special classes. He has to take special classes at the Morton school." They kept me in the office writing sentences after Terry Shortridge's murder to keep me out of the class, keep me away from the classrooms. I would like to talk to some of my classmates from that class. Well, I've never went back to one of my class reunions, but I am listed in Morton, Washington under class reunions. I'm listed under Roosevelt High School for class reunions and such. And I will tell you another thing about my brothers and even my sister. I can't find any of my older brothers and sisters' faces in the school systems. Bonnie, not in Mossy Rock. Jerry and Jim, not in Mossy Rock. Jerry and Jim in Port Angeles, not in Port Angeles. I've seen school pictures of myself. I've seen pictures of myself. I don't know if I've ever seen pictures of Patty because I've never looked up at Patty L. Wright because Patty L. Wright's dirty already. She's my little sister that we call Patty Poo. Patty Poop. She's shit. And not because I've so deemed her it, it's because she's proved it. That woman's acted out like she hated me from the day she seen me. The first day that little bitch could bite my fucking hand, that shit been biting my hand all my life. My sister Patty, she's always there to see what she can get from me. She will steal from me. That bitch has even taken my sunglasses and had the audacity to look at them and say, they're hers. Boy, I'll tell you, she goddamn knew those were mine, and she sat there and did that because what can you do to me, Clarence the Cross-Eyed Lion? With her band of family members and stuff. As a posse around her. Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. They would come in numbers, and I'd be just like, outnumbered. Oh no, well, this is what's right and this was wrong. I have to talk to them like it's damn, everything's a contract. Because you know what? They don't understand anything but except what's on the fucking dotted line, what you're fucking gonna agree to, because I have to come up with agreements to deal with these people. Even family members, me and Jim, that's different. Me and Jim could say, hey, let's go fishing. Get me up in the morning, take me fishing in Port Angeles, down to the river, down the Lee's Creek and Denis Creek. My brother Jerry, the few times that he's taken me fishing in Port Angeles, Washington, he's going like this, going like this with the fishing pole, handing the hook back to me and telling me, bait boy, calling me bait boy, bait my hook, bait boy. So Jerry Wright's been using me as his bait boy all these years, and I swear what I'm saying is true. You can ask Jerry if he used to call me his bait boy. And I'll tell you what, right there, I was his bait boy and he was the Cooper pigeon boy. That boy, Jim and Jerry, was catching pigeons in Port Angeles, Washington, and it was mostly Jerry and the Boy Scout group. My brother Jim, I don't remember him in the Boy Scout group. He was outside the Boy Scout group. He was at home with me, babysitting me. You see, the children raises the children in our household. When Terry Shortridge got murdered, my mother said, bad things happen in our house. That's a heck of a way to tell somebody that's 14 years old, I'm sorry your best friend was murdered in the house, John. My parents didn't even talk to me about that boy being murdered. They didn't ask me, how do you feel today, John? Well, you know what? I'd like to ask each and every one of those people, how do you feel today? Because all of their health has failed. I mean, when you have so much stress that your health is failing, without your health, you have nothing. So I'll just take this as an example. For all the money as tall as Trump's tower is not worth your health, because you could have all those millions and it could end up going to people that you're fighting to keep it from to begin with. If you don't do what I say, you're not going to get no inheritance. Could. My mom was pulling that rig, telling me, if I don't do what she says, what she wants, you're not going to get no inheritance. Oh, and by the way, I left me and Malin set up so there's $10 for each person. Like 10, perfect, the Zodiac, is what she's saying. But I didn't know it. I received nothing. I didn't even receive the $10. Perfect. You know what I did? When they came and said, Mother's passed away. Well, Bonnie hates my mother, but she didn't say that. She didn't say that she hated my mother. She said, Mom's gone now. Debbie's gonna need some money, you know, $500. $500? $500? No, no problem. I'll give Ernie a check. I'll write it out to Ernie. That way Ernie knew personally that I paid for their party. That's why I did it. I wouldn't write out a check to Debbie and write. But then again, I should have, because I would have liked to seen her name on my check that she received it. That's in its own was something else. But now, though they've never had, I don't think they've ever had that dinner party, because I've been waiting to hear what they eat. Because I know when Terry Shortridge was murdered, after the court case and it was all buried, we went to the Reb-Eye just outside of Morton. Reb-Eye. The Rib-Eye. Rib-Eye. My dad likes a good rib steak, by the way. And rib from a woman. I just want you to, that's kind of what it symbolizes. If they're in symbolism, which they are, that's what they do. They made me French bread and Italian spaghetti. And I see red spaghetti and French bread, and it reminds me of everything. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you another thing. I seen me and my brother-in-law is out here, and he goes right there. He says, "There's a, you know, he knows I'm single. He says, there's that good-looking woman that walks her dog, and she's walking around." And I go, "Well, there is a good-looking woman around here." I said, "But I bet she has a husband or a man, you know, because I'm not stupid. Nice woman, walking, nice dog, taken care of. She's surely got a man that's at work. She's at home walking her dog, you know." And all of a sudden, you know, she attractive, goes out of sight. All of a sudden, we see a girl come back up this way, and Ernie says, "Boy, it must be a short trip today." And I said, "No." I said, "No, that's a bigger dog, and that's a younger girl." I said, "That's the mom, and that's the daughter, it looks like." I said, shh, there's two of them, Ernie." I said, shh, I'm going to go this way. I go, you know, and Ernie just smiles. He says, hey, I'm on girl watching. I'm married." I go, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with going girl watching. You know, there's nothing wrong with going girl watching. Hey, I go to the beach. I go girl watching, man. You know, there's seagulls. There's fucking people. There's people walking on the beach holding their hands, and, you know, and this is happiness. But, you know, when your family's put you in pressure and stuff, you could end up getting sick and die. Your lies can make you totally sick, is what I'm saying. And I should stick with this, because that's truly the message. So when you see Donald Trump looking the way that he does, as bad as he's done, he's lied himself into that condition of being. And so has all of these governors and senators and stuff that's in the United States that's running red rum, Donald Trump. You know, red rum, I mean, you look at this Republican Party and how far off they've gone wrong. I can understand when I seen my dad react to President Reagan getting elected. My dad thought that President Carter should be elected because he felt like possibly he was doing something. But when Reagan got elected, when Carter was having problems with the Iran-Contra thing, my dad was literally laughed at by my sister Bonnie, for sure, and Jerry, and I think Jim was there. The older family members was there, and I was there at Dad's house. the look on Dad's face when Ronald Reagan won instead of Jimmy Carter. You know, my dad was so out of place at that time, but now look what the Republican Party's finally done, and surely the look on my dad's face told the truth at the end of the day for me. And my sister would probably have to remember that in front of my dad and how they laughed and stuff. I just want to say, when you've been led astray, that's how people act. Now, they have a hard time facing up to the truth, and I'm right here. My dad would have been right here sitting next to me, by the way. George Wright would have been right here next to me where that heater is. And he would have said, go after him, Johnny.